Hey guys, this is Kumar Gupta from Isha Training Solutions. One of my dear student Rajiv has asked a question, so I thought I'll make a quick video on this. Actually, this is asked a couple of days back. I was busy and I couldn't do it. He said, here is the question. I have 12 scripts and I have created a scenario like scripts. And I want to create a scenario like scripts should run one after another with a delay of 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the question he has asked. So he's saying that there are 12 scripts and then the script 1 should run, and after that there is a delay of 2 seconds, and the script 2 should run, and then after that there is a delay of 2 seconds. That's how he wants to do it. So how do we do it? To Rajiv and everybody else, I wanted to, mention how this actually happens in the real world. So let me pull out a real-time script, which I'm doing in the current project. This is something related to insurance and policies. You see, I haven't created multiple scripts. I've created only one script, even though the name is inappropriate. Just for this video, I've called it as real-time scripts. But again, I have another name. So here, each script is an action actually. So instead of creating 10 different scripts, what I did is in the actions, I've created login. Then the start the session, information on the policy, policy info, policy payment confirmation, alternate payment, payment options, list down, logout, and then there are a lot of other actions which I'm not showing as a part of this video. But all of them, I have put it into one single script itself, and then I am driving all the actions via this action, and whatever the code I have to write, I am writing it here. So there is a piece of code, which I have written here saying that, okay, when a particular action will be called in from this main action. Okay, so like this, I'm calling all these actions, okay, from this action, okay, and whatever is required, I'm calling it, on that behalf. Okay, so what I meant to say here is, brother, so what I meant to say is, in general, in the real world, all the scripts will be in one single script in the form of different actions, and then from the main action you will call all these actions the way you want, by giving those 2 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever it is. For example, I wanted to add 2 seconds between these two actions, so let me create a new action called action 1. Okay. Okay, so let me call all these actions from here. Okay, first I wanted to call the action called login, so you call that action. Okay, then you want to have a 2 seconds think time. Okay, LR think time, and then after of that 2 seconds. Okay, then you wanted to call, you wanted to do the next script, which is start session in my case. Okay, start session. Okay, then you want a think time of blah blah blah, or you wanted to do something else, you can do it, and finally you can just say end. So this is how you can do Rajiv, and this is what in the real world everybody would do. You have 15 scripts, you don't create 15 scripts, you put all of them into one script into different actions, and from the main actions you call all that the way you want it. By this way you have a better control, and even the workload modeling becomes easy, and everything else becomes easy by doing this. Okay, anyways, so Rajiv, I have answered this question, but there is an extension to this. Sometimes some people ask me, it's not Rajiv, but sometimes some people ask me that let's say, okay, you have these 3 different scripts, okay, so which is register user, book flight, and cancel flight. Okay, so unless you register a particular user, you cannot book a flight. Unless you book a flight, you cannot cancel the flight. So what you wanted to, okay, let's say this is a data setup script. Let's call register user is a data setup script wherein all the users will be created, and using these users you can book a flight or you can cancel a flight. So what you wanted to do is, you want to do the data setup, then only you want to use that data, and you can either book a flight or cancel a flight. Okay, how do you do this in the real world, wherein you want all the users to be registered once the data setup is done, then only your actual scenario wherein book flight and cancel flight should happen. So let's assume that is your scenario. How do you do this? Okay, So let me do a manual scenario. Okay, I've opened the controller, a manual scenario. Okay, now obviously I need to add all this book flight, cancel flight and register flight, okay, to this scenario. Okay, it's already here, register flight. Okay, okay, then you have a book flight. Okay, then you have a cancel flight. Okay, so what I'm telling is, after all the users are registered, then I want these two scripts to execute. How do you do that? Okay, so number of users, let's say 10, 10, 10. I'm not worried about that. Based on your workload modeling, you come out with the number and you give it, or your client would have given that. So now you go to group wise, okay, and then go to basic schedule. Okay, now I want this script to execute, let's say, for 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes, let's say all the users will be registered. So I'll click on this one, okay, and then start 10 users, everything, and instead of 5 minutes, let's say 10 minutes. Okay, okay, so you see, now this scenario has started, executed and ramped down. So that's what it is for 10 minutes. Okay, ramped down, 10 minutes, here it is. Okay, so the registered user have ramped up, executed for 10 minutes. There is enough number of registrations hamped and ramped down. Now these two scenarios needs to execute. Okay, now I'll go to book flight. Again, you have to say, when do you want to start this? After this is ended. When this is ending, when is this registered user is ending? So if you look at the timeline, around 10 minutes, 11 minutes, I will say 12 minutes. 12 minutes is when I want this book flight to be started. Okay. By the way, when you go to group mode, for each, this is group 1, group 2, group 3. So group 1, you have a ramp up, steady state, ramp down. For group 2, again you have a ramp up, steady state, ramp down. And group 3 also you have a steady state, ramp down and ramp up, steady state and ramp down. Each one you can design your own steady state, ramp up and ramp down if you go to the group mode. So you have already given a ramp up, steady state and ramp down for the group called registered user, and you are running it for 10 minutes. Now your group 2 should start after the group 1 has ended. That's what is your requirement. After all the registrations are ended, you want to start your booking flights. So you will be starting after 12 minutes. Start immediately? No, starting after 12 minutes. Wonderful. Okay, apply. Now you wanted to initialize all of it. Okay, that's good. And how do you want to start it? This is your ramp up. Okay, so 10 users or 5 users for every 15 seconds or whatever your standard ramp up is, you can give that. Okay, apply. Then you run that for 1 hour, let's say. Usually any test runs for 1 hour mostly. Okay, okay, apply. And then ramp down. This is stop users, ramp down, again 5 users for every 15 seconds. Okay, now what you are doing, instead of 1 hour, okay, let me do it as 15 minutes. Okay, just for our discussion purposes, so that you can, I can explain this better. Okay, so if you say 15, 20 or else 15 minutes now, I'm able to compare these two graphs, and I'm able to understand this better, or I'm able to show this better. Okay, so you see, this is your, ignore this one here. Okay, this is the cancel flight. If you click on this, okay, clearly you see, you highlight this and then the cancel flight is there. You highlight this, this is your booking flight, and you highlight this and you see this is your registered user is getting highlighted. So this one is the cancel flight. This ramp up, ramp down is related to the cancel flight, which I'm not going to talk about right now. You can ignore that, or I will uncheck it right now. Okay, so that will go away. Now you see, you are registering, all the registration will be done for 10 minutes, and after the registration is done, then your booking flight is happening. Ideally it will be for 1 hour, just so that I can compare this. I can explain this better. I have reduced it to 15 minutes here. So this is 15 minutes. Now you can say this cancel flight can overlap this booking flight, or for whatever the reason you want the cancel flight to be executed after booking flight, you can do that as well. let's say, in this case, it looks like book flight and a cancel flight. You cannot cancel the flight unless you book the flight. So we will execute this cancel flight after the booking flight, just for our discussion purposes. So we will say the cancel flight has to actually will happen after 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes. So how do I come out with the number 30 minutes? Because it is taking 28 minutes here. So you can say 29 as well. Okay, because after this is done, you want to start the cancel flight. So instead of saying 30, okay, so you can even say 29 as well. Okay, yeah, even you can say 28 as well, I believe. Yeah, 28 also is okay. So after the booking flight is happening, then the cancel flight is starting. Okay, so this is done, and then you are starting with the cancel flight. Okay, then again you have a ramp up, steady state, and ramp down. So this is what you can do. Okay, if there is a dependency of one group on the other group, okay, and you want one group to be executed completely before the other group starts, this is how you can do, guys. Okay, so a lot of people do this. The data setup script will go ahead, and after that the actual scenario starts, wherein these groups will overlap. Here the cancel flight is not overlapping with book flight, but in the real world the cancel flight will overlap with the book flight. Okay, I hope I made myself clear. I've told you about the two scenarios. Rajiv, I hope you are okay with this. You have understood this better. I've already given you the answer on the WhatsApp, but now again I've created the video. Hopefully this video will be useful to you guys, and not only you, anybody else. And please do subscribe to the channel for getting some wonderful videos like this. And also please comment, okay, please comment, guys, so that this video reaches out to other people. Please do share it, okay, only if you like it. Okay, the comment and sharing, only subscribe only if you like it. If you don't like it, just leave it. Okay, thank you guys. And again, Isha Training Solutions, we have included a new course called chaos engineering. That's the latest happening thing. I've been speaking to a lot of my friends who are senior managers, head of performance testing, excellent. They said the chaos engineering is the happening thing. If we see the chaos engineering in the resume, we immediately grab them. So that's how hot it is. Anyways, I'm not saying that to sell my course, but just that I'm telling that, I've done enough research before starting this course called Chaos Engineering, and that's a happening thing, guys. Okay, so you can visit my website www.ishatrainingsolutions.org and look at the Chaos Engineering course content and all that. So I'm very excited about it, and pretty soon we'll be coming up with the SRE course, Site Reliability Engineering, as well. And Site Reliability Engineering is the most happening thing, with a lot of money being paid for that, guys. Okay, anyways, take care, and please do WhatsApp me if you need something. If I happen to have time, I'll definitely create the video and send it across to you guys. Okay, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.